Hello everyone, my name is Seraphi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today we're going to be playing the Cyberse Quantum Dragon deck. So the Cyberse Quantum Dragon deck is a Cyberse Synchro deck that's coming out of the new box Tachyon of Galaxy, which is a lot of fun. And I've been having a lot of fun using the new cards, especially Cyberse Wicked. The skill is called Synchro Quantum, and what it does is you can use each of the following effects once per turn, not once per duel, so you can just keep doing them every single turn. Reveal a Cyberse in your hand, add one level 3 or level 4 light Cyberse monster with 800 defense or less to your hand from your deck, and send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Great! We will use this to draw our Cyberse gadget, and we can mill the Cyberse Synchron, which sets up our combo. We can also use it to draw a backup secretary if we already have the Cyberse gadget. You can set one Cyberse Synchron onto your field from your hand, then return up to 2 Cyberse monsters to your deck that are banished or in your graveyard. That's amazing! Being able to return cards that are banished with a skill, this will allow you to easily recover your extra deck. You can make one Cyberse Quantum Dragon and then use it over and over and over again as long as you have a Cyberse Synchron in your hand, and you just keep recycling the Cyberse Synchron with the skill. So you just, as long as you have 2 Cyberse Synchrons or 3, you can just keep cycling them, summon them every turn, shuffle them back into the deck, draw them with your search, keep summoning them, make sure that you have the ability to just keep cycling cards in your graveyard. So this deck is definitely set up to play the long game if it needs to. For the main deck, we have Radiant the Multi-Dimensional Kaiju. This is a level 7 monster. You contribute one monster your opponent controls to special summon this card to the field on their side. That allows you to basically get rid of cards like Tingirsu. It allows you to get rid of cards like Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Radiant's effect to special summon itself is an innate summon, not an effect, so it can't be negated. So just get rid of whatever negate your opponent has, and you can claw right through them. Cyberse Gadget, when this card is normal summon, you can target one level 2 or lower monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position, but its effects are negated. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one Gadget Token, which is a level 2 Cyberse Light type monster, but you can only use this effect once per turn. So Cyberse Gadget will allow you to revive your Cyberse Synchron or your Swap Cleric, and you just discard the card when you use the first part of the skill. If you don't have the Swap Cleric, you'll discard Cyberse Synchron. If you do have the Swap Cleric, you can discard Swap Cleric, revive it, get an extra draw, and then Cyberse Synchron can be set to the field with the second part of the skill. So you can just keep climbing that way. This is great. This is one of the best cards in the deck. Backup Secretary can special summon itself from the hand once per turn if you control a Cyberse monster. This is just a great extender. You can search it with the skill, so do so. Cyberse Synchron. This is the only tuner monster that we have. It's a level 1. And once per turn, you can target one level 4 or lower monster you control and increase its level by its original level until the end of the turn. Remember that if you revive Cyberse Synchron with Cyberse Gadget, it is negated, so you can't use that effect until after you summon it again. If your monsters in the extra monster zone would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. You can only use this effect of Cyberse Synchron once per turn. So that's an interesting effect. It allows you to basically prevent your opponent from destroying a card like Rostalager, for example, which is great. Yeah, this is just a good Synchro card, and you will use this card repeatedly throughout the duel. Now, you can use this card on your backup secretary to make it level 6 and then immediately go into the Cyberse Quantum Dragon, or you can use it on your Cyberse Integrator and immediately go into your Cyberse Quantum Dragon. So there's a lot of flexibility with how you're going to Synchro summon in this deck, but this is definitely a good card to use in the deck. Swap Cleric, if this card is sent to the graveyard as link material, you can have that link monster lose 500 attack points permanently, then draw one card. You can only use this effect of Swap Cleric once per turn. So we are playing Salamangreat Balinx. You can summon Swap Cleric, link it off into Balinx, and then draw your Salamangreat Sanctuary, and also draw another card. It's great. It allows you to get some good advantage going. Silent Mining, send one card from your hand to the graveyard, add one level 4 or lower Cyberse type monster from your deck to your hand. You will usually use this to get your Cyberse Synchron, so you can activate the skill. One is fine. We have the tuning as well, so I don't really feel like you need more than one Silent Mining. In fact, you might even cut this to make your deck 21, but I like it. Triple Book of Moon, triple Crackdown, and 2 Needle Ceilings to make sure that we can crush our opponent. Needle Ceiling has particular synergy with the deck, and we'll get into that in a minute. Salamangreat Sanctuary is a free discard for your Nightmare cards. And Tuning allows you to add a Synchron tuner monster from your deck to your hand, then send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This is not once per turn. This is great because Cyberse Synchron is a Synchron tuner monster. So it has unintended synergy with this card. It's great. Just search it, and then you can use the skill. For the extra deck, we have Herald of the Arclight. This is a level 4 Fairy Synchro monster. Any monster sent from the hand or main deck to the graveyard is banished instead, so destroy Orchest. During either player's turn, when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, you contribute this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Fantastic. So it's an Omni Negate that also prevents the opponent from milling. Use it on Lunalights, use it on Orchist, and laugh at them. Cyberse Quantum Dragon, this is our boss monster. It requires one tuner plus one or more non-tuners. While you control a link monster, monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters you control for attacks except this one. Also, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with card effects except this one. So Cyberse Quantum Dragon absorbs everything. Once per turn, at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can return that monster to the hand, and then this card can make a second attack in a row if it's your turn. This effect also works on your opponent's turn. So just bounce everything your opponent summons, and then attack them directly. It's kind of like Starry Night, Starry Dragon if you've played that deck, except it's a Synchro, which makes it way easier. Cyberse Integrator, this is a level 3. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can special summon a Cyberse Tuner from your hand or graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Cyberse monsters. If you make Cyberse Integrator, you cannot make Herald of the Arclight. So Herald of the Arclight is specifically Cyberse Synchron plus Backup Secretary. If this Synchro Summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw one card. And that includes by Synchro Summoning it. So this card just replaces itself. It's fantastic. You just keep digging with this deck, which is great. Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, and Rastalager are all standard. Balinks to draw an extra card. Lastly, we have Cyberse Wicked. It requires 2 Cyberse type monsters. This link summon card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Ever. Just ever. It's not, while it points to something, it's not, until end of turn. It is literally just, as long as this card was link summoned, it can't be destroyed. That's very interesting, and it's very useful. Cyberse monsters this card points to cannot be destroyed by card effects. Fantastic. So this card points to Quantum Dragon. Quantum Dragon prevents your opponent from targeting this monster for attacks. You can only target Quantum Dragon for attacks. Your opponent can't target any other cards for card effects, so Quantum Dragon is the one absorbing all the card effects, and Wicked makes it so that your monster can't be destroyed by card effects, and Quantum Dragon makes it so that any monster that would destroy it in battle is returned to the hand instead. So you kind of try and lock down your opponent's field, basically. Wicked, since Wicked can also not be destroyed by card effects, means that you're also protected from cards like Dark Hole and Needle Sealing. Needle Sealing is also a card where you just simply cannot be destroyed by card effects. So you can activate your own Needle Sealing, and if you have Cyberse Wicked and Cyberse Quantum Dragon out, they both survive, and then you just destroy all your opponent's monsters. It's fantastic. Okay, so the strategy with this deck is you normal summon the Cyberse Gadget, then you revive the Synchron that you sent to the graveyard with the skill, you link Cyberse Gadget into Salamangreat Balinks and special summon the token. Then you synchro the token, which is level 2, with the Cyberse Synchron. You go into Cyberse Integrator. Cyberse Integrator, revive the Synchron effect, double Cyberse Integrator's level, synchro into the Quantum Dragon. Now you get to draw a card. And if you had Backup Secretary, you would first link the Balinks and the Backup Secretary into the Wicked, because Wicked has another effect where if a monster is special summoned to a zone at points 2, you can banish the Cyberse type monster to draw a tuner. So this is how you keep recycling your Synchrons. So you just draw a bunch of cards, and then you have your Wicked and your Quantum Dragon out at the same time. You set a bunch of back row, and you pass. It's a great deck, and you'll have a lot of fun with it. Let's take a look at the replay. All right, we're going first. We activate Tuning, and we'll use it to draw our Cyberse Synchron. Then we activate another Tuning to give us more cards. We activate our skill. We send the Cyberse Synchron to the graveyard, and we normal summon the Cyberse Gadget. Cyberse Gadget revive this Synchron, but we have the effect failure, so we get negated. Activate the skill again. Set the second Cyberse Synchron, and then we return the monsters to the deck. Link off into Balinks. Draw a card. Revive the token. Synchro 3 into the Cyberse Integrator. Cyberse Integrator, bring back the Synchron. Synchron double Cyberse Integrator's level. Go into the Quantum Dragon. Draw another card. Set 1 and pass. Alright, so if my opponent did not have the effect failure, I would have been able to summon the Cyberse Wicked as well. And I would have had a much better board, but it is what it is. We got disrupted. Our opponent's going to activate the skill and grab Parsec and Nebula. Set Nebula on the field, flip Nebula, normal summon, special summon Scorch Child. We're going to Needle Sealing in response to that. Now, we don't have our Wicked, so we can't protect our Quantum Dragon, but we can banish the Cyberse Synchron from the graveyard to protect Balinks. Opponent sets 1 and passes. It's our turn. Normal summon the Gadget, and then we're going to get warning pointed, so I just pass. He activates his skill again. Sets the Nebula Dragon. Domination, return, get the Transmigration. Nebula Dragon, reveal the Parsec, special summon, exceeds it to Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, set 1, and then attack into the Cyberse gadget, and we take 1600. It's our turn. We're going to go ahead and tribute his Tachyon to special summon Radian. Then we normal summon our Swap Cleric, and our opponent is going to activate Ice Dragon's Prison in response. Bring back the Cyberse Quantum Dragon and banish both monsters. So now we're in a lot of trouble. We have been disrupted multiple times. We have been prevented from basically doing anything. Our opponent has used both parts of their skill, however, so as long as we can force them to run out of resources this turn, we will be in a situation where we can basically grind them out. But our opponent has stalled us quite a bit. It's their turn. They summon Seifert, and we are going to activate Crackdown immediately. We steal the Seifert, and our opponent is going to activate their skill. They think that they're going to be able to draw more monsters from their deck, but they've already used that effect twice. So instead, they are offered the option to return a card they control to the hand to draw the Rank Up Magic Variance Force. And the card that they have is our Kaiju. So they're basically giving us back our Kaiju to use again. At that point, they surrender because they realize they've made a terrible mistake. So there you go. This is the Cyberse Quantum deck. You are able to draw through your deck. You're able to establish a board. Even if you get disrupted, you are able to survive and go on for multiple turns. And you can bring out a deadly Synchro monster that's very difficult to remove. My name is Seraphi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.